Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to this segment of Coach Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. The recitation is from Surat Mahalla Pehla, the 8th Shabad, composition of the first Nanak. The recitation. Surat Mahalla Pehla, तू प्रभ दाता दान मत पूरा, हम थारे बेखारी जियो, मैं क्या मांगो किछ थिर न रहाई, हर दीजै नाम प्यारी जियो. So, the futility of material desire. The Guru addresses the Har as Prabh, the controller, the giver. Tu Prabh Data, the dispenser of perfect wisdom, the perfection of wisdom. To that Supreme Being, the Guru says, Hum thare bekhari jiyo. We are beggars at your door. But मैं क्या मांगूं? What can I ask for? किछ थिर न रहाई. Nothing is stable. Nothing remains. Thir na rahai. Nothing stays. So what material desire can I place in front of you? And that's the lesson for us. The true request to be made is not material desire, but wisdom, which symbolizes the experience of the divine. Wisdom. Hum thare bikhari jiyo, मैं क्या मांगूं किश थिर न रहाए. And then the answer. Har dije naam pyari jiyo. So give me the gift of your beloved wisdom. And now the rahau, the pause, the reflection. Ghat ghat rab rahya banwari, जल थल मैयल गुप्तो वर्तै, गुर सबदी देख निहारी जियो. घट घट रब रहया बनवारी. Guruji has used the term banwari, which literally means forest someone who dwells in a forest. Banadavasi. And this is an epithet that is used for Krishna, who roamed around the jungles around Vrindavan. So it's an epithet that is used for him. But this is an example of how Guru Nanak has used existing cultural terminology, in this case, one of the names of Krishna, and revised it. Now he uses it for the Supreme Being. The Supreme Being is Banwari. So the Guru says, Ghat Ghat Rav Rahya Banwari. In every heart, the Banwari is present and moves. Rav Rahya. Rav means to move, to make a sound, to buzz. So it's buzzing in every heart. And this Banwari, it moves unseen. It's concealed, but it moves through water, through land and sky. Jal thal mahil gupto, concealed, varte. It's present, but hidden. And you realize its presence only through the word of the Guru, because that is the bridge. Gur sabdi dekh nihari jiyo. Beholding, realizing. Because the sabad teaches you how to perceive what is otherwise imperceptible. So what the Guru is saying in the Rahau is that the Banwari is present everywhere. So the divine self is actually hidden in plain sight. It is everywhere. outside and inside. But we still claim we don't see it because we lack the eyes of intuition, awakened intuition, which is the word of the Guru, in order to presence it. So the Guru's word that we recite, read, reflect on as Gurbani shouldn't be taken just as mere poetry, but it's actually a lens, a vision. And when truly understood, it turns the world. It flips your mind around. The world that seems ordinary, the world that we can grow quite bored with, flips. What is ordinary becomes extraordinary. That is the turning of the mind that we have to do. The second stanza, Marat payal akas dikhayo, Marat payal akas dikhayo, Gure Satgur Kirpa Thari Jiyo, Marat payal akas dikhayo. It showed, not literally showed, but made me realize that in all realms of existence, this Supreme Being resides. Who showed me that? Gur Satgur Kirpa Dhari, the true enlightener, the Gur. When it is compassionate, it shows us reality for what it is. So Brahm ajoni hai, bhi honi. Here's the paradox. What the Guru shows us is that the self-existent Supreme Being, ajoni, that is unborn, uncreated, is yet manifest everywhere. Ajoni hai bhi honi. That's the paradoxical nature of reality. Its essence is hidden, but you can see it everywhere. So you know it by its presence. And then the Guru says, if you want that realization, then do what? Ghat bhitar dekh murari jiyo. Look within, and you will behold that Supreme Being there. And that is Murari, the killer of the demon Murar, another epithet for Krishna. But the symbolism here, Murari, is a symbol for the ego. The killer of the ego is sitting within. It is the Supreme Being. You have to reach out to it through the Guru to dissolve the ego so that you can expand and be one and act out of that fulcrum. Stanza 3. Janam maran ko eh jak bapro, in duje bhagat visari jiyo. This is the state of the world. Janam maran ko eh jag bapro. This world, the poor world, remains trapped in the illusion of birth and death because they have forgotten devotion. Duje bhagat visari jiyo. In duje bhagat visari jiyo, because it is devoted to the material world. And so therefore they are caught in this illusion of birth and death because they don't have the discernment. You see, we just spoke about how the self is present everywhere, yet we don't see it because we don't have the discernment. And when you don't have the discernment, you're caught in this illusion because it is an illusion to begin with. Satguru mile ta gurmat paiye. So when you meet the true enlightener, gurmat, it gives you this intuitive awakening. It gives you its wisdom. a-sabad-a-day hari jiyo. So those who remain immersed in the rat race, or those who are pursuing power in many forms at the expense of devotion to the self, remain trapped. a-sabad-a-day hari jiyo. They have lost in the game of life. So if that is all you're doing, is chasing material traps without wisdom, that's the key. Then you've lost the game because you don't know how to play the game and you get trapped in the game. Duality that we see, it blinds us. We think that the self is separate and we live by our own ego because we think our ego is separate. And that's the illusion. And in this blindness, we forget. So the Guru shatters this illusion for you. Concluding stanza. Satguru bandhan tod nirare. Satguru bandhan tod. The true enlightener breaks all bonds, nirare, and sets you free. Bahud na garab majhari jiyo. Never again to enter the womb. In other words, never again to be trapped in this illusion of birth and death, because you realize what the truth is. Na garab majhari jiyo, that is to come into a womb. So you see, what is being suggested here is that the force of our own intent, the force of our own will, is what drives us over and over again. Because if you recall in the adjacent passage that we considered, where the example of the fish was given, we are withering away in thirst of desire, trishna. That is what is killing us. That is what causes this continuous birth and death situation. Nanak Gyan Ratan Paragasya. Gyan Ratan, the jewel of wisdom, has been revealed for me. Haraman Vasya Nirankari Jiyo. Haraman Vasya. It dwells in my mind. Who? The formless Har. So you now are awakened to that presence. There are faculties that we have that lie dormant, which have to be awakened in order to actually perceive and sense and intuit this presence. And those faculties are referred to as Gyan Ratan, knowledge, which comes from the Guru. It's specialized knowledge. So spiritual freedom is freedom from rebirth, meaning not only the rebirth of the body, but also the rebirth of our organized patterns of thinking. We are robotic. We keep repeating them. So when wisdom is awakened and the formless one settles into the heart, so to speak, nothing remains to be sought. This is liberation while living. Because you live in sheer potentiality and you act only when the situation presents itself. You're not caught in this past, present, future angst. You're rid of existential angst. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.